I remember before I closed on my BRRRR, my first BRRRR, and I was asking about all these different questions. And Paula goes, "Do you need to do any of those right now? Like, do you?" And I went, "No." And it was like a light bulb moment. It was like I had permission to exhale. It's like, girl, you don't need to be juggling all the balls all at once.
Hey, this is Niti, and what you're about to hear today is a very special episode with one of the members from our portfolio program.
We call these Sensei Sessions. These interviews are designed to give you perspective about what you can achieve with the right strategies and execution.
I hope you enjoy this episode, and for free resources, check out our show notes section to see how you can build and scale your portfolio.
Hi, I'm Kendra. I live in Los Angeles. I invest in Philly, and I'm still waiting for the appraisal on my first BRRRR, but I think it's going to be around 240.
Congratulations, Kendra. That's amazing. Congratulations. Please tell us the mission of your real estate business. Why is it that you're building the portfolio that you're building? What keeps you motivated to do what it is that you are doing?
I like having control, and I also come from a freelance background, so I don't have a W-2 and I never have. So I'm kind of used to, walking the tightrope without a net underneath. So maybe I'm a little more comfortable with that, but I had a great career and loved it. I still do some jobs, but I wanted my next chapter. I wanted the next thing, and I've had an interest in real estate and wanted to do that. I have a little family background in that. My grandfather sort of was my inspiration. So, I want financial freedom, and I want to, truthfully, I want to grow some serious wealth because I really, really want to put some money behind causes that I feel deeply about. And that matters to me before I leave the planet. So I really want to be able to not just take care of myself, but also support things that matter to me.
Kendra, that is amazing.
That's it.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And that resonates with so many people as well. What are some of the biggest lessons, some transformations that you've had working in this program?
I think this program and going through the steps that we go through really offer us individually as an opportunity to really get to know ourselves. Like, I think if we think about, like, how would you describe yourself? How would you handle challenges? Da, 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 da. You may say one thing, and that whole thing gets tested through this process. So through it, I've had a chance to identify my weaknesses, my strengths, and to get a chance to kind of hone in on some of those weaknesses and, work to buttress them up. But for me, time management, processes, and systems, that's not something I've ever been exposed to in terms of work. That's been a game changer. And just the whole time management piece, like I literally have stickers. Oh my God, here I go. I'm going to read one of my things. But I have these things to remind me, right? I'm very deliberate in choosing how to spend my time and energy to gain maximum results and wins. I picked that up, or I wrote that down, because this can get really overwhelming too. And I've learned, focus on the important things, focus on the things that move you forward, because there's so many little moving parts, and it could be like, oh, I need to build my website. Oh, I need to do this. It's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Follow the modules, do what's set forward. And, and I'm a very independent person, and I'm also learning that it's just like, put the blinders on. Yeah. Like Palak says, it's like, just do first things first. We were on a call, as a matter of fact, I remember before I closed on my BRRRR, my first BRRRR. And I was asking about all these different questions. And Palak goes, "Do you need to do any of those right now? Like, do you?" And I went, "No." And it was like a light bulb moment. It was like I had permission to exhale. It's like, girl, you don't need to be juggling all the balls all at once. It's like, no. That's a big kind of a transformation. So mindset, focus, time management, and also, oh, this is a big transformation. I really am an independent person, and I don't like asking people for help, and I don't like asking. And I have learned through this group that I love asking you guys, and I love being supported, and I love supporting you. Like, I always love supporting other people, but I always felt like, can I ask this little question? Is it, and now I'm just like, oh, if they don't want to answer it, they won't. It's like you can't get if you don't ask. So, and I think you'll just find an amazing community of people who all want to support each other, because we're all in it together.
How did you narrow down your neighborhood?
Yeah, so I'm in LA and I'm investing in Philly. It was really about the opportunity. There's plenty of homes. And I do have to give some love here to Effie, because Effie did a Sensei panel. It was a single thing. So if anybody, you guys should go back and look at it. It was about a year ago. And Effie said something that was incredibly freeing for me, because I know it's overwhelming in the beginning. It's just like, you just don't know what to do. And she talked about testing out different zip codes. And that for me was a big light bulb and moment and a big relief. It was like, you know what? Yeah, you try out one. If it's great, keep moving there. But why not try multiple? Like, just to be open. And that's the thing I have in my head a lot of times. It's like, just go by the numbers, because that will tell you. But it's like, you kind of don't know until you jump into the pool to find out whether it's cold or hot or just right. So, it's an asset. It's like, to me, it's hard to make a mistake, a catastrophic mistake here. It's like, it's an asset. It'll be fine. But I think if you give yourself the freedom, to find where the numbers work, just following the program, you'll learn how to run those numbers, and just be open to where the numbers, point you.
I love that. Thank you. Kendra, how did you find your latest deal, and how did you get the people who helped you?
I found my GC through Facebook, a Philly investors Facebook group. I did a post and got, a slew of names, and I called everybody, and I just really liked him. He was super responsive. I'm going to take up my time saying this about GCs, because I know everybody's always worried about GCs. My advice about GCs is to really dig deep in your vetting of a GC. Like for example, I asked him, do you work with investors? Yeah, I work with investors. Out of state. Yeah, I've worked with somebody from California. I've learned through the process, because it did sort of turn into a combative relationship with he and I. Because of communication issues, that you want to ask them, are you familiar with working with hard money lenders? Do you understand the process of draws? Do you understand what a lien waiver is? All of these things I learned through the process, that no, he didn't actually work with investors. I don't know what he meant by investors if he didn't understand any of this stuff. That's how I found my GC. And he did a beautiful job. But, it was just, painful. And that's okay. I'm still here. I think one of the things, I guess that's probably I should have answered in transformations, in terms of, like, I think of myself as a good communicator, and I'm learning, you can't make assumptions when someone says, yes, I blah, blah, blah. Dig a little deeper, ask some deeper questions, because, what the color blue means to this person and what the color blue means to me may not actually line up. They may be thinking periwinkle and I may be thinking navy. I mean, you get the idea. Anyway, so
good visual,
just saying.
It's very fitting. On that note, I'm just going to say thank you for sharing your knowledge, your wisdom. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it.
When you're ready to get serious, you can join us at theinvestoraccelerator.com.
It's like getting 1,000 episodes worth of information in 5 days, and it's everything you need to build your actionable plan to financial freedom and making work optional.